Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of Life is Feudal. I'm your host Spider, and today we are going to be leveling some ground to build a massive castle, which is going to happen over a long series. Right now I've got my F3 enabled, and that's how you look at the ground schematics. It tells you how high the ground is and what you need to level it. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but don't worry guys, I am not going to bore you by having you watch the entire thing. So once we get some ground level to get a little house up, I'll come back. Alright guys, we are back, and as you can see, we've almost got everything leveled to 5 points. I've been using a neat little trick. If you let the game level the ground for you, it'll take 30 soil. However, if you do it yourself, it only takes 15 soil to level out an area by point 1, which is really handy. The only catch is you don't get your artisan skill up by doing it this way, but it still, in my opinion, works. So there we go, everything's leveled out. Now we just need to dig it all level, because white, even though your white says your level at 5.5 and this is 5.5, you've got to have it green or you can't build on it. I don't understand it, but I don't question it, just do. So let's get all this leveled out, and then we will start on our first house. If you manage to catch this stream, sorry, not stream. If you manage to get this video the day this is released, this game is on sale for 40% off on Steam till July 5th. So if you're watching this video, you think the game looks like something you'd enjoy, go pick it up. Alrighty, we got 2 left to do. There's 1. Yep, I lied. 3. Okay. And 1 more. Let's see. Oh, we don't have the dirt. Easy fix. Alrighty, now when you're building your house, guys, there's 2 things to go, and it's all about what you want, personal appearance. There is a tiny shack and there's a tiny plaster shack. The plaster shack, you will actually need 150 clay to build. So if you're able to build next to a clay area, go ahead and get that. You know, it'll help out your digging a little more. Since I have no clay around me, I'm actually going to go with just a regular everyday shack. Now, one thing you can do to help get your level up is you can, if you look over here when you come into your menu, guys, it actually gives you the option to pave the ground. And I do recommend that if you've got the time and you've made your little square, go ahead and pave it, because that will help your construction. And once you get your construction up, and I'll just go ahead and show you guys this, you can actually build stuff like barns, a big stone house, a big wooden house. You get your bloomery, which is going to help out with everything, with a lot of stuff. Basically, the masonry is your level 2 of housing. So there's a lot more stuff in here to do, and it gets it allow you to level up a lot faster. But for now, we're just going to focus on this. So let's go ahead and get our tiny shack down. Let me find it. There we go. 1 tiny shack. Alright, and as you can see, guys, it shows I've got some green here, and then I've got some yellow. You actually have to have the entire thing in green for it to work. So let's just level that back. And, oh, messed up. There we go. And now slide it back, and we're good. And I forgot to put my hammer in. Oh, I forgot to make a hammer. Shame on me. Alright, guys, let's go make a hammer real quick, and then we'll come back and build this house. So I will actually come back. Oh, and guys, I just noticed this. It's a 4x4. I've only got 3 here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spare you guys the boredom. And I'll come back once I'm ready to place the house down. Alright, guys, we are back. I finally got, as you can see, I got this all leveled out here. Except for over here in the corner. We'll deal with that tomorrow. But for right now, let's go ahead and get these last 4 squares leveled out. And then we'll put the house down. And then depending on how long this video is run, I will either finish the house today or we will build the house in the next episode. Actually, no, we'll go ahead and finish it today. So we'll do it in this episode. Alright, 1 more. There we go. And as I said, guys, what you can do is if you're next to a rock source, just go ahead and pave this. It's not just to make it look neat, but it'll actually build up your construction, which, like I said, will give you access to a lot of extra stuff that you're going to want and need. So since we're not really near a source of clay, we'll just put this one down. Let's see, where's the front door? That's the back. Okay, there's the front. Alrighty, let's see. Let's turn that this way. Almost. And I don't have a level. Or straight. A little more. Oh, there we go. Alright. Back and let's recheck. Yep, perfect. Alright guys, look at this. Let's get our little shack built. And one thing you can do, guys, if you want to get up your construction really fast and you are next to a bunch of clay, is do your clay plaster shack. It does take 150 clay, but what you do is you throw the 150 clay into it, and once you get that, destroy the shack, rebuild it, grab more clay, because just to put something down, that actually does not take any resources at all. Like this right here for construction, it says I need boards and 10 building logs. Well, technically, I could go get trees and make a ton of boards. Which we're just not going to do because that's just a waste of trees and resources. So we need 10 building logs, so let's go ahead. And we're going to cut down some trees and transport them over here. So once I get my 5 logs over here so we can get the boards, we'll be back. Hey guys, I'm kind of an idiot. I forgot to make a saw, so we're going to go pick up some flint, and I'm going to show you guys where to get it. Over here on the right, you'll see some soft ground there. That is actually a bog or swamp. You do not want to ride in that. It will actually slow you down. Doesn't hurt you, just slows you down. And I just slammed into an apple tree with my horse. Yay, I'm smart. Anyway, guys, if you look at the little mini-map here on the right, you'll see a little strip of yellow. That is actually clay. And clay is used for a lot of things. But one thing I do want to point out is when you're harvesting clay, don't dig it up with a shovel. Use a pick. And you want to just mine. Matter of fact, I'll just show you guys. Come over to here. You look at it. And you see an option for dig a tunnel forward, dig a tunnel down. You want to dig tunnel down because if you just use your shovel to dig this up, you will actually, once you dig it up, it's gone. So you always want to mine it, not dig it. With that said, you come on up here, and you'll see rocks like this right here. Also, up in this whole place, you've got rocks. So you just come up to it, right-click, go to Nature's Lore, and say Search for Useful Flint, and do Mass Produce. Now, if you look to the right over here, you'll see some different color rock. That is actually iron or copper is a little more green. Silver kind of explains itself, and so does gold. Those you'll have to mine way down to get to. But just figured I'd show you guys that real quick. And if you want to make your tools and saws and stuff like that, just go in. Once you've got your flint, your plant fiber, and sticks, just go into your stick, right-click it. You'll see Create Primitive Tool. And just go over, and you'll see all these tools here. You've got your pestle and mortar for making herbs, which you will need to build your monument. Saw is kind of self-explanatory. Cooking pot. The crucible and stick, you'll need that to get your ore. Once you've smelted it, you'll need that to actually make your bars, bricks, whatever you do. Fishing pole, again, self-explanatory, along with a hammer, knife, and pick. Same with saw. You got your sling here and a torch. Best way to level up the sling, guys, is to build a bark box. I think it's like 20, 30 bark, real easy to find. But just chunk rocks at the box, and that'll build up your sling. And then once you get, I need one more flint and 2 more plant fiber. But anyway, once you get it high enough, then you can come over here under carpentry. And right now it's only a handle, but if I go into skills, once you get your carpentry to 30, you'll be able to open up bow crafting to make bows. So I recommend that if you come across any birds in the beginning of the game, do your best to knock them out, because you will need feathers to make arrows. So let's go ahead and get our 1 more flint, which I think we just got. Yep, we're going on flint. So now I'll get some plant fiber, we'll make our saw, and we'll ride back and finish the house. So let's go and plant fiber, mass produce. There we go. And you can see I'm just punching the ground. Apparently, your character is, mad at the earth and wants to just beat it up. That's the only way I can describe it, because why else would you just punch the ground? Don't know. It's a funny animation, in my opinion. And apparently nope, I am collecting plant fiber. Okay. Didn't look like I was collecting it. If you look in here in the inventory, guys, you see some bones and some leather. While we're in between coming back and forth, when I was leveling the ground, a deer actually came across where we were leveling, so I chased it down and I stabbed it to death with a knife. Um, not exactly the nicest thing in the world, but hey, you gotta eat. So, alrighty, we got enough stuff, so let's head on down and we will work on our saw. So I will come back once I've got the saw built and we've got all the resources to build with. Alright guys, we are back, and I thought it was only going to take 3 logs. It has ended up taking 5, and I'm 2 boards away from being completed. So, we are going to go cut down one last tree and get it. So, I'm actually going to show the whole thing. So, let's go and get that done. Now that it's daylight, we don't need the torch anymore, so we'll put the axe in. Here we go. And guys, if you press num lock on your keyboard, you'll start auto walking, and if you press cap lock, it allows you to auto run. So just a little tidbit for you if you just want to run and do and not have to worry about mashing a button and you got to go somewhere. So just a real quick tip for you guys: the trees that look with the white on them, those are actually apple trees. Really good for food supply starting out. Now, when you come up to trees, you want to go to inspect, because even though I said it only took me 6 logs, I was using major trees, and those are the ones you really want to use. When it says quality, that means how well of a building or item you're actually going to get out of it. The higher, the better. And then you've got 2 elm sprouts, which once you get your farming up high enough, you'll actually be able to grab these sprouts out of there and plant your own trees closer to your base or in your base. If you can. That way, you don't have to venture out, and you don't have to worry about getting attacked by other players if you're on a PvP server while you're just trying to gather wood. Because as you'll see, guys, here in a second, once I cut this tree down, you do not move very fast while you're carrying a log. It's actually extremely slow, and one thing I cannot stress enough is if you are overburdened and you carry a log, you're going to go from a snail's pace to a crawl. You're actually, if you and a snail had a race while you're carrying a log, the snail's going to beat you. So do not be overburdened when you're pulling a wagon or carrying a log, because it will cut your speed in half to whatever it is at the time. So, alrighty. One thing I'm not going to do. Well, I'll go ahead and do it, but if you can, you want to make sure you dig up the stumps, because that'll allow new trees to be planted or grown. So let's go ahead and get this over there and head to our base. And apparently I'm out of food, so we'll eat when we drop this log. But as you can see, guys, we're moving pretty slow here, and that'll get even slower as you go. And one of my friends that plays on this server lent me his cart, which is pretty nice. So I'll be able to haul a lot more stuff a lot easier. And we'll use that when we start needing stone and stuff like that. But I will show you guys in a later episode how to actually build one of those carts. They're not that hard to build. They seem like they need a lot of resources, but they really don't in the long haul. All you really need to build one is a carpenter's kit, some iron ore, and hardwood, and that's it. And you can build a cart. Well, also with the long end, you also need a lot of nails too. You need about 120 nails, 10 sheet metal, and then you need 2 logs per wheel, so 8 logs there, plus another, I believe it is 12 for the overall cart. But I will tell you now, if you're looking to haul stone and ore and stuff like that, The wagon, the hand cart, all those, they're a waste of time. Do not build them. Because you cannot store ore and minerals in them. Only the trader's cart will allow you to store ore in it. So just something to think about if you playing this game and you want to use a cart. Just don't bother with it because you're going to waste a lot of resources. Now, if you want something just to store your stuff in, then a wheelbarrow or the hand cart is the way to go for little things. So, all right, guys, we just need one more board for this, and we are good to go. So as soon as that yellow bar fills up, we'll have our other board, and we'll build the house, and then we will put a bed down and put it inside. So, all right, there we go. Alright, let's put the last 2 boards in. There we go. 20 boards, 10 logs. Let's build this. Alright, guys, we got our first house. Alright. As you can see, just a tiny little wood shack. Nothing to write home about. But hey, it's your first house and it works. Now, as you can see, you can't really do anything in it, but what you want to do is claim. And then once you claim it, you want to go in and set as your home. And now, anytime you pray by pressing the 8 key, it will bring you back here. Now, what you want to do is you want to actually make a bed, which is right here. And the reason why you're making a bed is because you're actually going to set home on the bed instead of the house. Because what ends up happening is the first couple of times that you're praying, you actually will land on top of your house instead of in your house, which is not what you want. Because if you're low on health and you're running from a wolf and you go out there and you pray, you get home, you very well could fall and, well, die. So what you want to do is you want to make a sleeping bag, which we're doing here right now. And then once you create it, all you got to do is just pick it right up, go to object, and it says right here lift object, so you pick it up and you walk inside and place it down. So there you go. Now you want to tell it drop object, and just you've got 2 options. You can try to place it all nice and neat, or you can just place it. But you just want to back up and rotate it a little bit, come up, and you're good to go. Well, sorry guys, I can't make it. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Now I can see what we're doing. There we go. We'll bring that all the way back and place. There we go. Not exactly perfect, but hey, it works. And then what you want to do is next, for your next phase, is go in and you actually want to make yourself a bark box. They're really easy. They don't hold a whole lot, but it's just something small and simple to have. You'll find that under create a camp. It says bark box. So you go in. There we go. And when you build one, it just takes 20 bark, real simple. All you got to do, matter of fact, we'll just do this real quick. You're going to run up to a tree, click collect bark, and if you inspect a tree, it'll tell you exactly how much bark it has in it, branches, you know, just basically what's inside of it, what can you harvest from it. It'll tell you all of that, and really collecting trees and stripping bark is actually a really good way, if you look down here, to level your artisan and your I forgot the name of it now. Sorry, guys. Your nature's lore. because when you get these to 30, it'll unlock all this great stuff. But if you get it to 60, then you can level these to 100 and not even bother with this one anymore for your artisan or nature's lore. But just through doing normal stuff in the game, you're gonna level it anyway, just naturally. Just from like with this one, it's with artisan, just simply digging, you're gonna fill it up. So you don't have to worry about that. Um, and then there we go. I think we've got 20 bark. If not, I can go to another tree. Let's see. We've got 12. All right. Well, let's get some more. And always click mass produce instead of just produce, unless you just need one. Otherwise, just hit mass produce. And if it does that, it means you collected all the bark from it. So all you gotta do is run up, go to another tree, and grab all the bark off of that one. Alright, I think we just needed 20, so we need 8 more. And it does take a little bit of time, guys, but I mean, if you're looking for a fast-paced game that you can hit in-game in a day and you start raiding people, then this is not the game for you. This is more of a relaxing type game. I mean, you don't want to take too much time, especially on a PvP, but this game is just for mild relaxation for some, but it is gonna take you a minute to hit end game in this. So that is one thing I do enjoy about it. It's not simply a weekend game, and it works pretty well. And if you're done harvesting, like we're about to be with one more piece of bark, just hit escape on your keyboard, and you're good to go. And one thing you don't want to do that you guys see me doing is stacking your items. You do not want to stack them. As it says here, this has a quality of 8. This one has a quality of 62. Now, as you can see here, when I put this 8 into the 62, now it dropped it down to 40, which is bad because the lower the quality, the faster the decay rate on it. The better the quality, the slower the decay rate. So that's always something to consider when you're doing this. And if you're building stuff you don't really care about, like your tiny shack and your bed and the bark box, then just use whatever you want. But if you get something of a high quality, like 70 or above, don't use it. And when I say don't use it, I mean simply just save it for making your building hammer, your first weapon, something like that. That's where you're going to want to use it. And here we go, guys. This is going to be in the first episode. But as you can see, we've got a bed, a bark box, and we've got our first house. So if you liked the video, click like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Tell me what you didn't like about it. We'll see if we can figure it out. All right, guys. Have a good day.